We're going to start with the latest on Nancy Pelosi's husband, the attack on the Speaker's house, and the attack on her husband. The suspect is set to be formally charged today and arraigned tomorrow. CBS News has confirmed that investigators say that they found a list of people who the accused attacker may have considered targeting. We've also learned that the suspect was known to share far-right conspiracy theories online. In a since-deleted tweet, Elon Musk tried to cast doubt on the attack. In a response to Hillary Clinton, Musk wrote, quote, "There is a tiny possibility there is more to this story than meets the eye." He also added a link to a website that's known to publish misinformation, which questioned the legitimacy of the attack. Well, a couple of days before Paul Pelosi was attacked, the chair of the National Republican Congressional Committee tweeted a video of himself firing a gun at a shooting range. And he included a message about the midterms with the hashtag #FirePelosi. Margaret Brennan asked him about this on Face the Nation yesterday, as well as the violent rhetoric seen across the U.S.
Tragic as it is, I think we need some more information about it, but we should all be feeling for Paul Pelosi and his family. Hopefully there'll be 100% recovery.
And just to be abundantly clear, you denounce any kind of attack on the Pelosi family.
Absolutely. There should be no attacks, period. There should be no violence in our society. Again, whether it's political or otherwise, there's no place for it in a civilized society.
So for more on this, we want to bring in Siobhan Hughes. She's a congressional reporter for the Wall Street Journal, joining us this morning. Siobhan, good to see you. So what can you tell us about the charges that are set to be filed today?
We're expecting to see charges including homicide, abuse of an elder person, burglary, an attack on a person who is a former formal public official. So really throwing the book at David DePape.
So, in recent years, we've certainly seen an increase in the number of threats against lawmakers and in some cases attacks, too, but certainly an increase in the number of threats. What can you tell us about Paul Pelosi's security detail? And has there been any push to provide, more security for public officials, but also their families?
So people like the House Speaker do have a security detail. That security does not extend to family members. We have seen the beginnings of a push to provide more security to family members. So, for example, in 2017, the Federal Election Commission loosened its rules to say you could use campaign funds for things like security detail or personal security. Earlier this year, the House Sergeant at Arms announced a program in which members could use $10,000 for security at their residences. We even saw this extending, for example, to the Supreme Court. Congress passed a law to entitle the justices' families to have some security protection. But that's clearly going to be deemed insufficient in the wake of the attack on Paul Pelosi. And that's a conversation we should expect to see take place soon after the elections when Congress returns.
Certainly. And, we just sort of mentioned what Elon Musk had tweeted and then pulled back. Misinformation started almost like sort of immediately after this incident. Can we talk about just how dangerous and how concerning misinformation can be?
Well, that's the issue. And Democrats are noting that one of the things Republicans did not say in those Sunday talk shows was the role being played by violent rhetoric and misinformation. The fact that the misinformation was circulated by Elon Musk, and let's note this happened just days after he took over Twitter, could give it the sheen of credibility that other types of misinformation might not have. Also worth noting that some Republican members of Congress amplified that message, raising the notion that perhaps the attacker had a reason to be in the house, perhaps knew Paul Pelosi, and some other really baseless claims.
Yeah, it is really, really troubling, especially coming from Elon Musk, precisely because of what you just pointed out. Siobhan Hughes, thank you very much.
Good to be here.